I'm going to be telling you why the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win their third straight Super Bowl starting this weekend in the AFC Championship game. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So this weekend we have the AFC Championship game taking place in Arrowhead, also known as the Arrowhead Invitational. It's going to be happening this weekend. Bills at Chiefs. We're going to be facing off between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen for the fourth time, with Patrick Mahomes taking all three previous matchups in the playoffs. Though the Bills have beaten the Chiefs in the last two seasons of their regular season meetings, though the last time that they played was back in November when the Chiefs were undefeated and the Bills are the only team to beat Patrick Mahomes when he's starting this season. So I think it's going to be interesting on the fact that the Chiefs don't have that volatility on the offensive side, right? You have the Chiefs are very more of a run-centric team, and they do a lot of quick action screens to either their wide receivers in Xavier Worthy, Watson, Kelsey, or they dump it off and use the run game with Kareem Hunt and Pacheco's. So I think it's going to be key for them to get off to a hot start. Primarily because in their last meeting they weren't able to move the ball like they thought they would. They had a lot of key missed opportunities, not only to Worthy being an inexperienced receiver, but also DeAndre Hopkins as well is going to have to be able to unleash it, because in last week he didn't have a single catch against the Houston Texans. And we're talking about the all-pro, future Hall of Famer DeAndre Hopkins. I think the Chiefs are going to necessarily need to, one, run the ball, and two, control the time of possession. Because the Bills' offense, as I'll get to a little bit later, they're very much a run, a throw. They're very much a quick tempo type of team where once they get going, it's hard to stop them. So I think one thing that the Chiefs will have to do is, 10-play drives, 12-play drives, stuff that they did against, Houston last week. The offense was good, but it wasn't amazing. I think that's going to be one thing we need to watch out for, is what's the time of possession, and are they going to be able to keep Josh Allen off the field? Because, Josh Allen has an explosive offense, though he doesn't have key receivers in like Stephon Diggs. I think, they have good chemistry. There's a lot of unselfishness. Josh Allen, as I'll get to a little bit later, is very explosive. Patrick Mahomes, for him, it's not necessarily a legacy game. It's more of, I'm trying to solidify myself as one of the GOATs, right? It's like he's already said that, my floor is an AFC Championship game when I start the whole season. And if he can get to his, I believe that would be his sixth Super Bowl. It would be his fifth Super Bowl, and I think it'll just prove himself that he's the second greatest quarterback if he can win this game. And I think this will prove that Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football. I'm just gonna go out and say he's the best tight end in football. So I personally believe that the Chiefs, having it being at home and they're comfortable with their fans, they're one of the best home field advantages in all of sports. I think that the Chiefs are going to be able to put up at least 28 points on the Buffalo Bills, who have struggled defensively in giving up deep touchdowns, long drives. And kind of moving on to Buffalo, one thing I want to see from them is how do they play when their back's against the wall, right? Like, I've seen them go back and forth with a team like the Rams this year in a shootout in which they lost. It's really if Josh Allen can not, one, turn over the football, and two, try and stretch plays where he doesn't need to. A lot of the times why Josh Allen has lost in previous years is because he tries to make the Superman play most times he can. In the regular season, he's able to make it, but in the playoffs, it's all about margin of error. Like we saw last week when Lamar Jackson was not able, to pull off a playoff win, right? It's all about the game of inches. And I think for Josh, it's like, I know I'm Superman, but can I just tame my ability in making that spectacular play for a good play that might not get us the touchdown, but is going to be a positive gain and setting us up for the rest of the game. And I think also what helps is he doesn't have someone that he has to feed the ball to, like Stephon Diggs, a very loud personality. I think he is someone that can distract from the rest of the team. So I think Josh has a lot of young guys who want to prove themselves, with a Ty Johnson, a Ray Davis, a Keon Coleman, guys that haven't proven themselves, trying to get second contracts. And I think that's going to be key for them, is not turning the ball over. And defensively, I think the Chiefs are very sound. They have one of the best secondaries in the league in McDuffie. They have Watson, Reed. And then on the front side, they have, Karlaftis, Chris Jones on both sides. It's getting pressure to Josh Allen, and forcing him, to make dumb decisions. And I think that, Spags is gonna be creative, right? And he's gonna throw Josh different looks. And it's going to be, a very interesting game. I think it's going to be higher scoring. I don't think it's going to be one of those 2017 games. I'm thinking it's going to be in the 30s at least. But overall, I think that the Chiefs are going to get back there on the fact that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, it's hard to beat them in Arrowhead. Only Joe Burrow has done that outside of Tom Brady. And I think that it's going to be back and forth, and I think, it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. Normally it's Patrick Mahomes, and as we've seen in previous seasons, it only takes 13 seconds. All he needs is 13 seconds to get points on the board. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs winning, 35-28. I think the spread is about -2.5, so I'm going to hammer that because I think that the Chiefs are going to get back to their third straight Super Bowl Sunday night. So go ahead, comment what you think. It's gonna be one of the most watched games of the year, if not the game. And yeah, we'll go from there. So please go ahead and like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And thanks for watching.